Alrighty, hello again. Uncle Roddus here. Another wee video. Guess what? Today I come home at lunchtime to one of the best parcels I've ever seen. Best mail calls I've ever seen. Probably one of the best since I got my first Igor Wakovich CD off Discogs in the mail. Anyway, pretty excited, really excited. Roger Coleman, we all know Roger. Roger and I have exchanged, well, I've sent him a couple of things and he's sort of sent something in return for me that we talked about a while back, and he was just waiting to get some bits together, and he's finally sent them, and I'm just absolutely blown away. He just hit it right on the head beautifully. So I'll quickly show these. The first one we actually had talked about quite some time ago. He had a spare copy, and I expressed that it was pretty cool, and he said I will send it to you as a piece of VTLC. So he sent me this one here, ECM. Of course, I'm a big ECM fan, big ECM collector. He knew that, and I haven't got this one, and I haven't seen it here in New Zealand. Artland and Rubisa Patrol Desert Marauders from 1980, blah blah, where is it? Oh no, sorry, 1978, so ECM 1106, and I can't believe it, but it's actually a promo copy, if you see up here. And I actually had a look on Discogs, and the promo copy hasn't been listed on Discogs, so I've got a wee bit of work to do there. But this is so cool, I'm so happy to have this. And so Roger had said to me that he was just getting a few other bits and pieces together. He was checking out some stuff that I might be interested in, and sure enough, he really has done so well. So he sent me this one. I knew this one was coming. He'd mentioned about it. He said this was something that was quite common in the VC. Billy Hart Exchange. It's got a gatefold, shoulds out there. 1977, I think it was. Some really cool, interesting jazz. I mean, I'm just so wrapped. This sort of stuff, you just don't see much of it in New Zealand, and Roger's been showing this sort of stuff for so long, and I've been looking at it, and I've been thinking, you lucky bugger, you know, we just don't see that here. I mean, he picks this stuff up for amazingly cool prices at the shop and at Grimey's that he shops at, and you know, I was sort of taking notice of some of the stuff, and I know that sort of stuff appealed to me. What I've been listening, and I've been trying to pick up a few bits and pieces here that have turned up in that kind of genre and that era, but I haven't really struck it that lucky, to be honest. I mean, I've picked up some great jazz here in my hometown, but yeah, this sort of stuff just doesn't show up very rarely, or if at all. And when if it does show up, I mean, I don't know whether the guys would know what it was to a certain extent. But they may, if they do, they would probably put reasonably hefty prices on them. Generally, I'm paying $20 to $40 for the good stuff here, second hand. You know, when it does show up. But I mean, they've got a lot of cheaper jazz there, but usually $10 is about the lowest. But I mean, a lot of it's not the stuff that I'm into. You know, older stuff, or middle of the road. You know, this is a little bit more out there. So yeah, really pleased with that one. And then we've got this one here. Now, I've had a listen to most of these, or at least one side of these, and they're all bloody great. I mean, they're just cool. They're really cool records, and I'm just so wrapped. I mean, absolutely wrapped. I'm really impressed with all of them. There's none that I haven't liked. Like I say, I've basically listened to at least one side of all of them since I had to listen a couple at lunchtime and a couple since I got home from work. So Eric Kloss Doors album, I've never heard of him before. This is from 1972, Cobblestone Records. Yeah, this is cool. He's a saxophonist. And I've never heard of any of the players here. Neil Creek, Gene Taylor and Ron Krasinski, drums and tambourine. Yeah, I've never heard any of these guys, but this is cool. I really like this. I really liked it. It's pretty cool record. I mean, and they're all just fantastic condition. And thank you, Roger, for the sleeves. What are these? These are Disc Keeper sleeves. I'm not familiar with them, but they look very similar to the MoFi sleeves that I use. And I actually can't remember whether I put a MoFi sleeve in with that Chills record that I sent you. But no, really stoked with those. This one here he sent me, Miroslav Vitus, Mountain in the Clouds. Some great players on here: John McLaughlin, Joe Henderson, Herbie Hancock, Jack DeJohnette. I knew all of them. I don't know Joe Chambers. But again, this is a great record. Yeah, I've had a listen to both sides of this now. Did one side at lunchtime, the other side when I got home because it was still on the turntable, and great stuff. I mean, this is quite ECM sounding, I think, for me. You know what I was listening to. This guy plays in Weather Report, from what I can gather from the notes on the back. I've heard a little bit of Weather Report, but I don't actually have any of their records. No, really stoked with that. And finally, and this was quite a surprise, and it's actually playing in the background right now, Genesis, Elvin Jones. I have another Elvin Jones, one of his Blue Note reissues that I picked up last year or earlier this year. This is actually a Blue Note. I didn't realise until I started looking a bit closer at it. This is a Blue Note, and it looks like it's fairly original. I had a look on Discogs. There's about three versions of this all released at the same time, so I've got to try and figure out which one this is. So that's going to be a bit trying to figure out. I guess I'll have to look at the matrix run out and see. But oh, fantastic, a Blue Note. I mean, just again, you don't see original Blue Notes. Well, not many of them. I've got a couple of well, I've got one Blue Note from this time which I showed recently on a video. Yeah, this is a very good record. I mean, I was just listening to it before I started the video, and then I put it back on put the needle back on at the start of it, and it's playing through now. But it's just some stunning music there. So I am just absolutely stoked. Now I think that's all of them. Have I showed all of them? Yep, looks like I have. Yep, excellent. Roger, unbelievable. Thank you so much. That is just exactly, you've hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what I'm into. And like I say, I mean, I have seen you show this sort of music, many records, and I always had to think, oh, I would love to find some of that stuff here in you know, my local shops, but it just really, this kind of stuff just doesn't show up. And I guess when it does show up, it just disappears pretty quick out the door. I am pretty lucky in the ECM side of things. I do get a lot of ECMs here, and thank God I've managed to get onto quite a few of those. So I do have quite a large collection of ECM records nowadays, from the 70s and early 80s. So that's pretty cool. But this is just stunning, outstanding VCLT. Roger, that is just awesome. And thank you very much, and thank you all for watching. See you again, and I'll get this video up as soon as I can.